She made us laugh, cringe, and cheer as the unforgettable Hyacinth Bucket. But many have wondered, what happened to Dame Patricia Routledge after keeping up appearances? Beyond her iconic role, Patricia's life and career have continued to flourish in remarkable ways. From receiving a damehood to staying a vital force in the arts, her story goes far beyond just one character. So, where is she now, and what has she been up to? Patricia Routledge was born on February 17, 1929, in Tranmere, a suburb of Birkenhead, England. Her early life was grounded in the working-class roots of a family that valued education and hard work. Her father was a haberdasher, and her mother was a homemaker. Patricia's love for performing began at an early age, sparked by school plays and local theatre productions. This passion led her to study at the prestigious Bristol Old Vic Theatre School, where she honed her acting skills. Patricia's professional career began on the stage, where she quickly made a name for herself in the world of theatre. Her talents were recognized early, leading to roles in classical plays such as The Importance of Being Earnest and The Merchant of Venice. Her versatility as an actress became apparent as she moved effortlessly between comedic and dramatic roles, earning her critical acclaim. In the 1960s and 1970s, Patricia expanded her career to television and film. One of her early notable television roles was in Steptoe and Son, where she played several different characters over the years. Her ability to bring depth and nuance to her roles made her a sought-after actress in the industry. She also appeared in films like To Sir with Love alongside Sidney Poitier, where her performance was both memorable and impactful. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Patricia continued to build a robust portfolio, including a standout performance in the BBC's Talking Heads series, written by Alan Bennett. This series of dramatic monologues showcased her range and solidified her reputation as one of Britain's finest actresses. But it wasn't just her work on screen that gained her recognition. Patricia was also a celebrated stage actress, winning a Tony Award in 1968 for her role in the Broadway musical Darling of the Day. Her ability to captivate audiences, whether in a small theater or on national television, was unparalleled. But just when her career seemed at its peak, a new opportunity came knocking. In the early 1990s, Patricia Routledge's career took a pivotal turn when she was cast as Hyacinth Bucket in the BBC sitcom Keeping Up Appearances. The role came to her almost by chance. After a long day at the theater, Patricia found the script for the pilot episode waiting for her at home. She decided to read the first few pages. It didn't take long for Hyacinth to leap off the page and into her heart. She was immediately drawn to the character's blend of over-the-top snobbery and endearing charm. Hyacinth Bucket was a woman obsessed with social status, constantly striving to appear more refined than she truly was. Patricia understood this character deeply, and she brought Hyacinth to life with a perfect balance of humor and humanity. Her portrayal was so convincing that audiences quickly forgot they were watching an actress at work. To them, she was Hyacinth. The show premiered in 1990 and was an instant hit. Patricia's portrayal of Hyacinth resonated with viewers not just in the UK, but across the globe. The character's insistence on pronouncing her last name as Bouquet became a cultural touchstone, and Patricia's performance was widely praised for its comedic timing and depth. Keeping Up Appearance ran for 5 successful seasons, with 44 episodes airing between 1990 and 1995. During this time, Patricia became one of the most recognized faces on British television. The role of Hyacinth catapulted her to international fame, with the show being broadcast in countries like the USA, Canada, Australia, and across Europe. It became the most exported BBC television program of all time. For Patricia, Playing Hyacinth was both a blessing and a challenge. While she loved the character, she was also aware that it would be difficult to escape Hyacinth's shadow. However, Patricia never allowed herself to be typecast. Instead, she embraced the recognition while continuing to seek out diverse roles that showcased her versatility. What many don't realize is that Hyacinth wasn't her last significant role. Appearances after bidding farewell to Hyacinth Bucket, Patricia Routledge continued to build on her already impressive career. One of her most notable roles after keeping up appearances was in the television series Hetty Wainthropp Investigates. In this show, Patricia played the role of Hetty, a no-nonsense amateur detective with a keen eye for detail and a heart of gold. The series ran from 1996 to 1998 and was another hit, further showcasing Patricia's range as an actress. Her portrayal of Hetty was markedly different from Hyacinth's, proving once again that she could slip into any character with ease. Around the same time, Patricia also returned to the stage and participated in Alan Bennett's critically acclaimed series Talking Heads. This series of dramatic monologues allowed Patricia to explore complex characters and stories, all while holding the audience's attention with nothing more than her voice and presence. Her performances in Talking Heads were widely praised and further cemented her status as one of Britain's most talented actresses. Patricia began to step back from the spotlight in the early 2000s. By this time, she had enjoyed a long and varied career, and she felt it was time to focus on other interests. Patricia has often spoken about how she didn't want to be defined by any one role, and this desire for diversity in her work led her to explore other avenues, including radio and theater. In reflecting on her decision to retire from television, Patricia has expressed a sense of fulfillment. She left at a time when she felt she had achieved everything she wanted in her career. Rather than clinging to the past, Patricia embraced her retirement as a new chapter in her life. She has spoken about how important it is to know when to step away and how she wanted to leave while her work was still appreciated and respected. Patricia's decision to retire did not diminish her legacy. Instead, it allowed her to leave the stage on her terms, with a body of work that continues to be celebrated by audiences and critics alike. Her contributions to television, film, and theater have left an indelible mark on the industry, and her roles remain iconic to this day. Even though she stepped away from the screen, her influence continued to grow. In recognition of her outstanding contributions to the arts and her extensive charitable work, Patricia Routledge was named Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire, DBE, by Queen Elizabeth II in 2017. This prestigious honor marked a significant milestone in her career, symbolizing not only her achievements as an actress, but also her lasting impact on society. Patricia was deeply moved by the recognition. When she received the official letter informing her of the damehood, she described feeling a mix of emotions, both laughter and tears. The moment was surreal for her, a culmination of decades of dedication to her craft and her community. Patricia later mentioned how her damehood was not just a personal achievement, but also a reflection of the importance of the arts in British culture. But the damehood wasn't the only honor Patricia received. In 2022, she was awarded honorary membership at the Royal Academy of Music, another testament to her lifelong commitment to the arts. This recognition was particularly meaningful to Patricia, as it acknowledged her influence and support for the next generation of artists. The ceremony took place at London's Freemason Hall, where Patricia was surrounded by peers and admirers who celebrated her enduring legacy. Throughout her career, Patricia has always remained humble about her accomplishments. She often credits the people she's worked with and the opportunities she's had as the real reasons behind her success. For her, the honors and accolades are symbols of a career well lived, but not the sole focus of her life. Although Patricia has received numerous honors, she remains grounded. She once joked that while the titles and awards are lovely, she's still just Pat to her friends and family. This humility and grace are what endear her to so many, both as an actress and as a person. But Dame Patricia's life wasn't just about awards and accolades. Patricia Routledge became widely famous as Hyacinth Bucket, yet she has always kept a grounded perspective on her success. For Patricia, fame was never the goal. It was simply a byproduct of doing what she loved. She once reflected that while keeping up appearances made her a household name, it was the work itself that brought her the most joy. Patricia often shared humorous anecdotes about her encounters with fans. One story she loved to tell involved taxi drivers in London, who would recognize her and ask if she was going to correct their driving, just like Hyacinth might. These interactions amused her, as they showed how deeply her character had resonated with people. Patricia appreciated the affection fans had for Hyacinth, even if it sometimes meant being associated with the character's eccentricities. The cultural impact of keeping up appearances extended far beyond the UK. The show's portrayal of Hyacinth's obsessive quest for social status struck a chord with audiences worldwide. Patricia was delighted to learn that the series had become the most exported BBC television program, with fans in countries as far-flung as Australia, Canada, and the United States. She found it fascinating that Hyacinth, a quintessentially British character, could be so universally loved. However, Patricia also recognized the challenges that came with fame. While she was proud of her work on keeping up appearances, she was mindful of the risk of being typecast. Patricia was determined not to be limited by the public's perception of her as Hyacinth. She continued to seek out diverse roles that allowed her to explore different aspects of her talent. Over the years, Patricia remained grateful for the love and recognition she received from fans. She acknowledged that Hyacinth Bucket had become an iconic figure in British television, but she also wanted to remind people that her career contained much more. Patricia's reflections on fame were always thoughtful, emphasizing the importance of staying true to oneself while navigating the often unstable nature of the entertainment industry. However, the public only saw one side of Patricia's life. Even after stepping away from the spotlight, Patricia Routledge's passion for the arts never wavered. Though she retired from acting, she remained deeply involved in supporting the creative community that had been so central to her life. Patricia's commitment to the arts was not just about preserving her legacy, but about fostering new talent and ensuring that the arts continued to thrive for future generations. One of the most notable events highlighting Patricia's ongoing dedication was the 2024 celebration of Shakespeare. This event, held in London, brought together some of the most respected figures in British theatre, including Dame Judi Dench, Dame Vanessa Redgrave, and Dame Joanna Lumley. At 94 years old, Patricia joined her peers to celebrate the enduring legacy of William Shakespeare. Patricia's presence was as commanding as ever, and she was warmly received by her fellow actors and the audience. The event was a reflection of Patricia's lifelong commitment to the arts. She has often spoken about the importance of Shakespeare in her career, crediting the bard's works with shaping her as an actress. Participating in the 2024 celebration was not just an honor for Patricia, but also a proof of her continued influence in the theatrical world. Beyond public appearances, Patricia has also been a vocal supporter of arts education. She has advocated for greater access to the arts, particularly for young people. Patricia believes that exposure to theater, music, and visual arts is crucial in developing creativity and critical thinking skills. Her efforts have included fundraising for arts programs and mentoring young actors, offering them the wisdom and guidance she has accumulated over her long career. Patricia's support for the arts is not limited to the UK. She has been involved in international initiatives aimed at promoting cultural exchange and collaboration. Her work has helped to build bridges between artists from different backgrounds, fostering a more inclusive and diverse artistic community. Despite being out of the spotlight, Patricia never stopped contributing to the arts. The 2024 Shakespeare Celebration. In 2024, Patricia Routledge made a memorable appearance at the Celebration of Shakespeare, an event held to honor 400 years since the Bard's first folio. The gathering was a star-studded affair, featuring some of the most distinguished figures in British theatre. Among them were Dames Judi Dench, Vanessa Redgrave, and Joanna Lumley, as well as Queen Camilla, who joined the celebration to recognize Shakespeare's enduring influence on British culture. Patricia, at 94 years old, attended the event in a wheelchair, but her presence was anything but diminished. Dressed in a striking blue suit, she sat beside Dame Penelope Keith, both women representing a generation of British actresses who had made significant contributions to the arts. During the event, Patricia reflected on her connection to Shakespeare's works, which had been a cornerstone of her acting career. She spoke about how Shakespeare had shaped her understanding of character and emotion, influencing not only her performances on stage, but also her approach to roles on television and film. For Patricia, the opportunity to celebrate Shakespeare alongside her peers was both an honor and a return to the roots of her craft. The event was hosted by Giles Brandreth, a well-known broadcaster and author, who guided the audience through the evening's festivities. One of the highlights of the celebration was a reading of Shakespeare's sonnets by Dame Judi Dench, whose performance captivated the audience. Patricia watched with admiration, appreciating the continued relevance of Shakespeare's words and their impact on audiences even after 4 centuries. For Patricia, the 2024 celebration of Shakespeare was more than just a gathering of esteemed actors. It was a reflection of her lifelong journey in the arts. The event allowed her to reconnect with old friends, reminisce about her early days in theater, and celebrate the timeless works that had influenced her career. Her reflections on the evening were filled with gratitude for the opportunities she had been given and the people she had worked with along the way. And yet, there's still more to Dame Patricia's story. Today, Patricia Routledge may have stepped away from the stage and screen, but she remains a vital and respected figure in the world of British television and theatre. At 94 years old, Patricia continues to be active in various circles, attending events, supporting charitable causes, and engaging with the arts community. Her life is evidence of her lasting passion for the craft that defined her career. Patricia's influence is still felt across the industry, even after she retires from acting. She is often invited to speak at events, where she shares her wisdom and experiences with younger generations. Her insights are valued not just because of her extensive career, but also because of her thoughtful and humble approach to success. Patricia has always emphasized the importance of hard work, dedication, and staying true to one's principles, qualities that have earned her immense respect. Patricia's legacy in British television is undeniable. She is best known for her role as Hyacinth Bucket, but her contributions go far beyond that single character. Over the decades, Patricia has portrayed a wide range of roles, each one showcasing her versatility and depth as an actress. From the dramatic monologues of talking heads to the light-hearted detective work in Hetty Wainthropp Investigates, Patricia's work has left an indelible mark on British culture. Her influence also extends to the stage, where she has been recognized as one of the great actresses of her generation. Patricia's performances in Shakespearean plays and other classic works have inspired countless actors and audiences alike. Even in retirement, her name is synonymous with excellence in acting. But perhaps Patricia's most significant legacy is her role as a mentor and supporter of the arts. She has always been a champion of arts education, believing that exposure to theater and music is crucial for personal growth and cultural enrichment. Through her involvement in various programs and initiatives, Patricia has helped nurture the next generation of artists, ensuring that the arts continue to thrive. From stage to screen, Dame Patricia Routledge has left an indelible mark on the world of entertainment. Though she may be out of the public eye now, her legacy continues to inspire and entertain audiences everywhere. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Dame Patricia's life, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos on iconic figures from TV history. Your support helps us bring more stories like this to life.